Prime Minister Robert Watson has just been re-elected with a landslide victory of 71%.
About what's actually happened in Iran.
Well, g'day, Matt. So far, Israeli officials have not commented, but unnamed US sources have said they believe Israel has struck targets in western Iran. It appears Iran has closed down the airspace in that area.
End of your interview. I know it.
We don't know at the moment, but it
With
does
who?
appear Israel
What?
may have struck.
Really? How do you do?
Good morning.
Paul Canterbury.
I'm Robert. You can call me Prime Minister.
Right. Well, here we are, Mr. Prime Minister. I'm very happy to have you be this year's guest. And since you make most of the executive decisions for our country, who better to talk about this year past than with you?
Well, thank you very much for having me. Yes, it's been a very interesting year. Having left the pandemic behind us, our country has really thrived socially, financially, and culturally.
Yes. Well, it's good you mentioned the economy, actually, because there's been some very strange trends that some people have been noticing.
Yes, the Australian economy has been extremely buoyant this year.
Of course. Although the cost of living crisis this year has significantly impacted communities across Australia. So I'd like to ask, if it's okay with you, of course, is there any way that with Australia's booming economy, this crisis could come to an end?
Oh, well, I suppose it's been beneficial to the government, but as the government, we have many things we have to prioritise, all which will have a positive effect on the housing crisis.
Uh-huh. Do you think that there's a way that you could, confirm where this money is going? Maybe the public could be privy to a little peek into the future of our country?
Well, of course, we've been sprucing up the government facilities. We've been hospitals, schools, all facilities that the government offers and all the services that the government offers.
Well, I certainly look forward to these upgrades. I'm sure everyone will appreciate it.
I hope they do.
Well, this year's been very interesting financially, but let's talk more personally. What are your thoughts on this year as a whole?
Well, as you said, the cost of living crisis has gone through the roof. People are struggling to keep their homes. Hopefully, this will end soon. Our country is strong. Our people are strong. We will get through this together.
Well, I love your optimistic view. However, I believe it would be very beneficial to spare some money for people that can't afford their homes anymore, rather than just making the schools nicer.
Well, of course, we're trying to do something about it. We are not just money grabbers in the Parliament here. We are actually trying to do something.
Perhaps some adjustments need to be made in wages or tax brackets to help balance the economy a bit more in everyone's favour.
Absolutely. However, taxes go to the hospitals and supply the economy with a steady flow of money.
And money makes the world go round.
I suppose it does.
Well, on another note, we've just had our federal elections this year. You seem to be a very popular Prime Minister, winning with a whopping 71% of votes. Why do you think this happened?
Well, I don't really like talking about it. It seems kind of rude, and I don't want to rub it in their faces.
Oh, maybe they were just too working class.
No. If you want, I'll give you an explanation. I had good advice. I had good helpers. They advised me and they run my campaign. And as you can see, they were very good at their jobs and any other job that I can persuade them to do for me.
Well then, that is very handy. I suppose you intend to keep your position for as long as you can manage?
Of course I do. Persuading my advisors
I see.
doesn't take that much work from my side.
And would you be willing to share with us a little about these advisors of yours?
That depends on the question you're about to ask.
Okay then. Who are they?
I'm not able to answer that.
Why not? You afraid it might affect your position in the eye of the public?
As someone who essentially runs this country, there's many things I need to be aware of to be seen popular in the eyes of my public.
Aha. Could you give us some examples?
Well, I have to be somewhat successful at my job. I have to pass laws, I have to listen to people, and I also must look after my own interests.
Aha. And what is it that you love most about running this country? What do you gain from the sense of power?
What I gain from running this country and what I love about it are very similar things.
Well, judging by the anomalies in the economy that show the government getting lots of money and the public receiving very little, I'd say what you like and what you gain are the exact same thing.
Care to share your thoughts?
Money. Not just yours, but all the money that was going along to the government, that was going straight along to you. You're corrupt! You paid off some sketchy people with connections to get yourself re-elected. You made hundreds of thousands of dollars through embezzlement, and you've been stealing money from the public with ridiculous, unofficial, under-the-table taxation laws. You, sir, do not deserve to be Prime Minister!
And nobody will ever know. You're nothing. You're no one. Now get out of my office.